The youth group of Atma Vidya Mandir has worked on a special project spanning over 2 months to identify the highlights and key aspects of our nation's new National Education Policy 2020. Let's get to know what the NEP has in store. The Government of India announced the launch of the National Education Policy NEP 2020 in July this year. The NEP, that replaces the previous National Policy on Education of 1986, outlines the vision of India's new education system and has been approved by the Union Cabinet. The policy gives a comprehensive framework for overall education system and aims to transform India's education system by 2040. National Education Policy 2020 brings in a significant change to the education system of our country with a major restructuring of key aspects in the current system. With an aim to attain the Sustainable Development Goal 4 of equitable and inclusive education, India has set forward a radical move to reflect the agenda. A committee was constituted under the chairmanship of former ISRO chairman Dr. K. Kasturi Rangan to work on the NEP draft in consultation with experts. After years of meticulous effort, the committee successfully proposed the NEP in July this year. The NEP has been formulated after having considered nearly over 2 lakh suggestions from 2.5 lakh gram panchayats, 6,600 blocks, 6,000 ULBs and 676 districts. Now, let's find out what changes the NEP proposes at the school level. The NEP focuses on strengthening the base of early childhood care and education from the age of 3. Activity-based teaching methodology would be adopted to prepare the children for the next level of schooling. Children under the age of 5 would attend Balavatika with focus on early literacy and numeracy through interactive learning. NEP aims to restructure the current 10+2 system in school education with a new 5+3+3+4 structure which would provide a strong base for children of age 3 till 18. The new structure would consist of 4 stages, namely foundational, preparatory, middle and secondary. The foundational stage would include 3 years of preschool, first and second standard. The preparatory stage would cover grades 3, 4 and 5. The middle stage would include 6, 7 and 8, while the secondary stage would cover standards 9 to 12. According to the policy, a 3-language formula would be introduced with the mother tongue or home language being the medium of instruction until grade 5 in both public and private schools, since learning a native language could help in better understanding of the subjects. The policy aims to deliver holistic education for students, which includes monitoring nutrition and health of the students, a 10-day bagless period, a 360-degree report card that assesses students beyond just academics, and optional e-learning of Indian classical languages like Odia, Pali, Persian, etc. While elective courses in arts, vocational subjects and physical education would be an option, special attention would be given to vocational crafts such as carpentry, electrical work, gardening, pottery, etc. to ensure students learn at least one skill of their choice with hands-on experience. Contemporary subjects like design thinking, artificial intelligence, etc. would be introduced at the school level itself. For the benefit of students of socio-economically disadvantaged groups, the scope of education would enable learning that involves both traditional methods and through distance and e-learning modes. Open and distance learning programs offered by the National Institute of Open Schooling and state open schools would be expanded and strengthened to help students who are unable to attend school directly. So let's do a quick recap. What is it that stands out in terms of changes for school students? A more focused approach with a 5+3+3+4 structure. Stronger foundation for children with the introduction of Balavatika. Option to learn in mother tongue would give more confidence and make it easier for students, especially those from rural areas. Focus on vocational training would encourage students to pursue their interests apart from regular subjects and also create avenues for employment opportunities in the future. Next up, we take a look at the NEP's roadmap to strengthen higher education and research in our country. NEP brings in a radical shift to the existing higher education system. The proposal includes the split of the undergraduate degree course into a 3 or 4-year program. Students have an option of exiting and rejoining the course at any time, with a certificate provided after the first year, a diploma after the second year, and a bachelor's degree after the completion of the third year. An option fourth year involves intensive study or deep research that results in holistic learning. An academic bank of credit would be established to digitally store the academic credits. This would facilitate easy transfer of students across domains and also institutions. Model public universities for holistic and multidisciplinary education, called MERUs, Multidisciplinary Education and Research Universities, would be set up and would aim to attain the highest global standards in quality education. These MERUs would include courses across disciplines such as law, arts, science, medicine, etc. under one roof. The choice-based credit system would be revised for instilling innovation and flexibility by reducing the importance of exams and emphasizing on internships, projects, and overall subject knowledge. With the aim of eliminating duplication of functions that currently exist, 4 structures would be set up as independent verticals within one umbrella institution, the Higher Education Commission of India, HECI. They are the NHERC for Light but Tight Regulation, NAC for Accreditation and Quality Monitoring, HEGC for Disbursement of Scholarships and Funds, GEC for Curriculum Framework. India would be promoted as a global study destination, providing premium education at affordable costs. High-performing Indian universities would be encouraged to set up campuses in other countries, and similarly, selected universities from among the top 100 in the world would be facilitated to operate in India. The National Testing Agency would work to offer a high-quality common aptitude test as well as specialized common subjects tests twice a year. The National Scholarship Portal would be expanded to incentivize the merit of students belonging to SC, ST, OBC and the other SEDGs. The NEP's massive focus on improving research and innovation is seen with the setting up of the National Research Fund, which would help seed, grow and facilitate research across disciplines. To sum up, these are the key takeaways related to higher education. Option of multiple entry exit could prove to be a game changer, as it would make every year count and allow students to take breaks in their course without letting the gap affect their job opportunities. Academic Credit Bank would keep students' course credits intact even while changing course or institution. The NEP's impetus on research is a very important step towards unlocking India's potential in innovation, technology, and new product development. One that will encourage a more practical, problem-solving approach from students. The effort to put India on the global education map could help bridge the gap in standard between Indian and foreign universities and make Indian universities more coveted and respected among overseas students. So, that's a lot of interesting changes to look forward to for school and college students. What about the teachers? What does the policy have in store for them? Let's find out. NEP proposes a mandatory B.Ed degree for school teachers, which would be offered through a 4-year integrated program or a 2-year program after bachelor's degree, among other options. Teacher eligibility tests would be conducted as per the revised stages of school education. The foundation, preparatory, middle and secondary school has against Paper 1 and Paper 2 in the existing system. All fresh PhD entrants, irrespective of their discipline, would be required to take credit-based courses in teaching, pedagogy and communication. To motivate more students, especially outstanding ones, to take up teaching as a profession, merit-based scholarships, soft skill development and learning platforms are proposed. Teachers would be awarded with continuous self-improvement opportunities and are mandated to participate in at least 50 hours of continuous professional development every year. Certificate courses would be offered as secondary specialization, specially to meet the requirements of Divyang Wing, which caters to the children with special needs. Admission to pre-service teacher preparation program shall be standardized through the National Testing Agency. A new comprehensive national curriculum framework for teacher education would be developed by 2021 and National Professional Standards for Teachers by 2022, incorporating the emerging needs in teacher education. Higher education faculty would be given the freedom to design their own curricular and teaching approaches. Revisiting what's in store for teachers. The 4-year integrated B.Ed program might encourage more people to pursue the degree and get qualified for teaching. The new format for the teacher eligibility test paves way for a more qualitative and uniform testing methodology. The increase in autonomy for teachers is a positive move aimed at making them more involved and motivates them to express themselves better. The NEP's efforts to make teaching a more attractive profession could see brighter and passionate minds willingly take up the teaching role, a welcome step in the right direction for our country's education system. NEP also brings in a number of other changes that would add new dimensions to our education system. The NEP places special focus on arts, culture and multilingualism, all of which would reach students right from school level. Tapping into opportunities in the areas of translation and interpretation, the Indian Institute of Translation and Interpretation would be set up to create high-quality learning resources in various Indian and foreign languages. Regions of the country with large populations from socio-economically disadvantaged groups would be declared as special education zones. In these zones, educational infrastructure and resources, including teachers, would be shared across schools to improve the region's educational landscape. Existing online learning platform Swayam would be enhanced to give widespread access to self-learning content for all students. Diksha would help improve teacher training by providing quality content related to technology for teachers. A National Educational Technology Forum would be created to provide a platform for exchange of ideas on how to use technology for the betterment of school and higher education. In an attempt to go beyond age limitations for learning, the NEP plans to help adults and senior people acquire basic literacy, numeracy, and other critical life skills to empower them to lead a self-sufficient life. On the whole, the NEP addresses the limitations of the current system and proposes a more holistic and futuristic model. It remains to be seen how the policy would be implemented, but if done well, could pave the way for a very bright future of our nation.